they come out clean.
I don't even have to say nothing after that. fellas. Oh, he's on it up. He's on it up. He's like, hey. Hold on, Malik. I knew Bogey was gonna be something when the first thing he did after he signed that paper was go on his Twitter and follow Quavo. That's when I knew he was gonna be out. I was like, "You all right with me, boy? You all right with me, Bogey? You all right with me, man?"
He know what he's doing, bro. He know the culture.
Smart guy.
Hey, exactly. But hold on. We got to get the background because Malik, the 5 W's. It's for all those tuning in. We're recording this minutes after the Hawks pulled off a. Hold on. I got to get the final score now. You got the final score in front of you?
Get the final score.
It
was 111 to 104.
111 to 104 over the Milwaukee Bucks. Today is April 25th, 2021. The Hawks beat the Milwaukee Bucks in Atlanta, Georgia, without Trae Young, without Cam Reddish, without DeAndre Hunter, without Tony Snell, without Chris Dunn. Does he exist? The world
does he exist?
fellas, how you guys feeling about the win?
I'm surprised. But go ahead, B. I want you to go first.
Hold on, B. Before you get started, I just want to say, thank gosh, man, for Nate McMillan for helping Lou Williams and Bojan Bogdanovic not miss a single 3 in a 5-minute span. That is all Nate McMillan, bro.
It's amazing.
Like, Nate is like he went into the huddle and he touched everybody's hand and he was like, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
They all went out there and they couldn't miss. And it's all because of Nate McMillan. Okay, continue, B.
That's okay. So honestly, I'm not surprised. And the reason why I say that is because when you got Lou, and I mean, I know he stunk it up for 3 quarters, but he is that type of player. And I always said Rondo wasn't the best fit because Rondo is he's pass first. You need a guy, especially with that second unit, who's just going to come and do work. And when Lou get hot, there ain't too many guys that can mess with him. So I'm not overly surprised. I don't think the Bucks are all of that. That's just there's only one team in the East I think that's just those guys, and that's the Nets, because there's not much you can do with the shot creation. But I mean, Giannis is gonna get 30 off of dunks, and then after that is Middleton may do his thing. I think he had like 23 tonight. And I'm not worried about Drew Holiday. People got to stop with that. Man. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. Nah, he's not that guy.
Drew Holiday disrespect?
Nah. Yeah, Drew Holiday. A lot of Drew Holiday disrespect.
160?
He went from being underrated to overrated. Like he's not.
If anything, I would say if I get that in a way. Like I think Drew Holiday is overrated in the fact that everybody says he's underrated.
Yes, he is what he is.
Yeah.
He is what he is. He's 17 to 18 points, solid defender. Let me say great defender. But he's not swinging the pendulum one way or another. To me, he was, even with the Bucks. Even let's just say the Nets didn't do anything. They didn't get James Harden. I still don't think the Bucks are better than Philly or the Nets. I honestly don't think they're better than us. I just don't. I don't feel like their depth does anything for them. They don't have depth like that. You got Brent Forbes. He's streaky at best. You got Bobby Portis, who's played okay, but he's not anything that you're going to be scared of. Brook Lopez is streaky at best, and he's not all that great against an athletic big like you got Capella. So you have everything to match up with that team. I mean, nobody has anything for Giannis. He's going to get 30 and 14, 15, whenever. So you just need to worry about the other stuff. And now that you got a guy, the difference between the Hawks this year and previous years is now you have 3 guys that can go for 30. Actually 4 if you count Lou. You got 3 guys. Like you got Trae, Bogey, John, and I know people like John can go for 30 on a good night. And now you have Lou who can, just fill it up. So you got everything you need. I mean, once you get the guys back.
When it was one point during the fourth quarter. It was before Lou had even made a bucket. And I think Bob was like, he's gonna get going soon. And I was like, bruh, there is no way on this earth. If you ain't hit a shot in 3 quarters, ain't no way he's gonna hit something now. And as soon as I said that, Lou just went off. And I was like, this is not the first.
You must not have watched the Clippers for the last 5 years.
Yeah. He's that guy.
Yeah,
he's that kind of guy.
I was like, wow, because it wasn't the first time he had done that. I think he had did it against the Hornets that one time. They beat the Hornets that one game. He just went off in the fourth quarter and they ended up winning that game. But yo, like, I don't know what much to say about this team. Like, I was just watching the game and I'm like, everything they did, it just seemed like they had to work 2 times harder tonight. It just like they had to work extra hard tonight to get this dub. Like, as soon as they got a bucket, it seemed like the Bucks got a bucket right back. But once they stalled that, and what I noticed is Giannis is all good when the Bucks are up. But when they're down, he is nowhere to be found. It's just hard for him to get a bucket. When they're down, like, I think go ahead.
Giannis is that guy, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound bad. Giannis is the guy that he's not a backbreaker because he can't shoot. You know, you get down to KD or you get down to like a Kyrie and you're down or you're, you know, they can take that shot that's gonna break your back. He really can't do that, and that's really the problem. Now you have Middleton who has to be that. At the end of the day, you got to make shots, and Giannis can do all that, but he can't take that backbreaker shot that's gonna just take you out and just. I've just never seen that. I've never seen that in any capacity that he just takes, even if it's a dunk. Because once it get real, once it get real down there, he's not. You can't dunk like that once it get real. Once it get for real, like that's why in the playoffs they slow up because once it get real, you're not coming in like that. So that's just how it is, man. And I don't. That's why I've never been worried about the Bucks per se, unless Middleton becomes. He has his moments, but unless he just becomes Kobe, that's about their only chance they got.
Now, I still honestly, I mean, I know you said that the Hawks are better than them. I still don't see it.
That's the pessimist. That's the pessimist Hawks fan
over the Bucks and the Nets and Sixers, but I feel like any team below that, I think they have a really solid chance.
Oh, Malik, hold on now. If we hold fans and guests accountable, we gotta hold Malik Brown accountable. Last week, hold on. I'm gonna wait for his Wi-Fi to catch up. Someone in the comments say Wi-Fi. Someone in the comments say Wi-Fi.
Hey, as soon as you said that, that's when it came
back on.
Jesus. You need Nate McMillan to touch that Wi-Fi.
The Nate McMillan touching the huddle, man.
He need to touch that Wi-Fi.
Yeah, touch that Wi-Fi. Touch your what do you call it? The router. But we gotta hold you accountable, Malik, because you just said something there. You said, all right, Philly, Milwaukee, and who was that? Brooklyn. He's like everybody else below that. The Hawks got last week on this pod. You said I don't see him beating the Celtics. That was the title that got everybody riled up in the comments, and they don't know what they talking about. Start your own podcast if you don't think you know what we're talking about.
Okay, but check me out though. Check me out. Since I said that, and today, the Heat have lost. They lost to what the Hawks beat them, and then they lose. They lost. I feel like they lost another game this week, but the Celtics just lost to the Hornets. I didn't see that coming, and I mean they just both look bad this week. That's why I said that. I mean I still believe that the Heat and the Celtics will give them a run, but I think the Hawks have a chance.
That's not what you said last week, Malik. That's not what you said. Like I'm not gonna let you get off with they could give them a good series and all that. And that way, last week you said Boston. The Hawks are not gonna beat Boston in the 7 games. That's what you said last week.
All right. I'm gonna stick with it then. I'm gonna stick with it. Celtics in 7.
Nah, you should just say.
Hey, he a real man. He a real man. Hey, give it up for Malik Brown.
Yeah,
give it up for Malik Brown, man. What,
I'm
like,
gonna give you
what
props
can
for
you
that
say?
because I would have came off that hill a long time ago.
Hey,
I came off that hill a long time ago.
Malik, you wrote something this week about the Hawks being the underdogs, having the underdog mentality based off of who is that? Solo posted that. Solo, who posted that on the team?
Bogey did. Bogey he posted
Bogey
like
said
a tweet.
The underdogs, yeah, but with the picture of all of them, and then yeah. So a thing that really gets me, that reminds me of this group. It has one common denominator, and a lot of people talked about when the Hawks signed Rondo. Oh, the championship pedigree. Oh, the cerebral point guard. The only time I hear cerebral is when people talk about Rajon Rondo and being a point guard. I never heard that word cerebral in any other. Like maybe Jason Kidd when you play like cerebral point guard, Jason Kidd. Like that's the only time I hear it. Anyways, you know, the playoff Rondo, blah blah blah. There's one common denominator in this team and another team I think about. Lou Williams. When you think about that Clippers team a couple years ago, they had no superstars. CP3 traded. Blake always hurt. Everybody hurt. And everybody counted out the Clippers. Some jokers still went to the playoffs, and they still made themselves contenders in the playoffs. You know, still gave a couple teams a couple of elbows.
Wasn't Gallo on that team too?
He was.
Yeah, he might have been. And hurt because, you know, Gallo been hurt, you know.
Yeah, he always hurt.
Too. So, you know, but it's literally just the fact that they had that underdog mentality and they still fought. And I think that's something that people don't give Lou Will credit for. You know, they gave him that credit. Him and Pat Bev, they started that culture out in LA. But the fact that he's doing the same thing right now with the Hawks, the Hawks are missing everybody in the world, and this is the exact same team with LP, and it's a completely different team. It's time to give Lou that respect. It's time to give Lou that credit and everything like that from a leadership standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, in the right situation, and this is the perfect situation for him. With this team, it's not. Trey is at the very, very he's at the line of superstar, and I think he's not. Don't get me in trouble again. He's at the line. He's at the line. There's a line right there, and he can take if he comes in the playoffs and brings it, he's a superstar. That's the only thing he's missing right now. That's it, and that's why I can't give him superstar. So whoever's watching,
that's the only thing separating him from Luka, right?
I wouldn't even. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Wait. I got a question for you, B. Where do you have Luka in your MVP? Because a few folks got him in top 5. I don't see how the heck they're joking in top 5 this year.
No,
last
he's
year,
not even.
yes.
No,
last
year,
year,
yeah.
This year,
yeah, no, because they didn't take a step. They're in the same spot they was last year, and he's doing the same thing he was doing last year. They did not take a step. They have KP for majority of the year. I think last year they didn't have him as much. You know, you haven't took a step. You haven't did anything. If anything, I would put Trey ahead of Luka in an MVP category, in an MVP set, because Trey has elevated his team. They was not good last year. Now we're in. I think they're going to end in the top 4. I think they're going to. I think the Knicks are eventually going to cool off. They've been rolling. They're going to cool off, and I feel like the Hawks will take that 4th seed. That's just my thought on that. And at one point, if they would have had all their guys, I'm thinking they're 3. But you know, I'll take the 4. So Luka I don't see how you could even have him close. That's just, I wouldn't even have him in the top 8. I can think of 8 players. I mean, you got Chris Paul, you know, Jokic, Embiid, LeBron would be ahead of him for me. We forget about Kawhi and PG out there quietly doing their thing. We forget about that because that's what we already know they're going to be doing it. James, forget about Kyrie. Like, all these guys are just, I mean, you can still put Giannis in there. I mean, there's so many guys that are elevating their team, and he's just not doing that right. They're just exactly what they're going to be, a 7th or 8th seed, and that's not impressive to me. But that's what I always felt about Luka. I told people, I think even last time, I said Luka's ceiling is at his ceiling. I don't feel like he's going to get any better than what he is, where Trey still has steps. And that's the difference. And that's why I always say Trey's not better, but when if he gets that playoff experience and he's starting to really roll, you're going to overtake him because Luka's there. He's going to get you 29, 9, and 9. And that's, hell, who's not going to take that? That's the MVP numbers. But his team, you have to put a better team around him to make him elevate. You haven't elevated. Trey has, he's gotten some better. He has some competent NBA players now. That's the difference. He has competent NBA players than what he hasn't had that in his first 2 years. So,
B, it sounds like you're trying to make a great case for you to make it safe for you to go to Atlanta gas stations again.
I want to go to a game. I got season tickets. I want to make sure
they had that thing on your head, and he say it's safe for you now. Yeah, you wearing the Hawk shirt. He's saying, "Hey man, look ain't that good. Look ain't that good, y'all." Okay,
I had to go all in, man. It was rough last time. It was rough.
That's all you had to say, Malik.
Never received so many hateful tweets.
All right, so I was watching the video that we did yesterday, and I was just listening to all the things you had said, and I know it was you said a couple of things. I know you talked about the Trae Young. Trae Young is like top 20 or whatnot, and he doesn't dictate the game. And then you went on to talk about Bogey and how he was just okay, and you said Clinton was just okay. I mean, you said a lot of players were just okay, but I mean, they look pretty good now. So I mean, I'm definitely going to give it up to the coaching for why they look like this now. But what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty much it. I'll say this, and I'll admit that when I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because Clint is just playing out of his mind. He's playing out of his mind, and that's just the only way I can put it. I mean, he didn't go crazy tonight, but he's probably still, in a little pain. I can understand that. But when you go 5 to 8 games and you're averaging 20, I mean, that's just playing crazy. And I think it's because he's getting more touches, he's getting more involvement in offense that he didn't have in Houston. Because Houston, it was lob or you sit over there for a minute and wait for James. So now he's getting that involvement. With Bogey, that's all coaching. That's just all coaching. And I'm, me, I was an LP supporter. But he did not use Bogey correctly. And the only reason it's hard for me because it was only like 7 or maybe 10 games or so before Bogey got hurt. And LP, they were still integrating, still trying to figure things out. But, with the movement and just giving him the ball and just letting him go to work. I mean, him and Kevin, he's playing himself into a position where he won't be here because we're not going to be able to pay him. And I always hope, like, okay, let's hope Kevin stays around that 12, 11, don't show much. But he's showing that giving more opportunity, he may be a 18 to 20 point scorer. In the NBA, that gets you 20 mil. You know what I'm saying? So, no, yeah, this all coaching. It's all coaching. Nate has just been the way he's revamped this offense. It's so hard to account for all the pieces. And that's the one thing LP didn't do. And I always had to beef with LP with that is that you relied too much on Trey. You wanted Trey to do every single piece and thing. And that's not plausible in the NBA unless you're LeBron or KD. So you got him and you're just moving that ball. You're finding creases. You're still integrating your pick and rolls, but you're doing it more in a movement set. It's just hard to defend. Especially when Bogey and Kevin's going. I mean, then you're not even adding DeAndre, who was a guy because come playoff time, you're going to need a guy that can go get his own bucket. And I don't think Kevin is getting better at getting his own buckets, but right now your go-getters are Trey, Bogey, and hopefully when DeAndre comes back. You got 3 guys that can go get a bucket. Then you got a rebounder, you got a pick and pop guy like John, and a pick and roll guy like I said. I always say John is just your ultimate versatility guy. He can throw a 20 and 10 game in there every so often. So it's like you have every single piece. Honestly, outside of the experience, you have everything that you could possibly want in a championship basketball team. That's just what it is. Now, whether or not your experience will play through, and obviously, when the playoff time comes, it's isolation basketball. It's look. All them plays ain't gonna work because you got somebody looking at your film all the time at that point. So you really have to be able to get your own bucket, and that's what I'm hoping. With Bogey and with Trey that he let, and that's what I hope with Nate that he lets them loose.
You're forgetting Gallo. And
Gallo, yeah, Gallo's good for 17 to 20. So you just got to have those guys that when those plays ain't working, when those pin downs, when those flares, all that stuff's not working, you just got to be able to go and get a bucket. And for forever, you only had Trey. So now you have Bogey who's showing he can go get a bucket. You have Kev who in spurts is showing. You got one of the ultimate bucket getters in Lou. When he gets going, he's a bucket getter. Now you want to hope that you can get DeAndre. So now you can have a guy that can D up on the other end. Then you got him, he can come and get a bucket. So they have it. It's just now you have to see. That's where experience comes in.
I hate to sound negative because I don't want to throw shade on any man name. So this is all business. This is not personal because I love this person as a person, and they're a good player. Do you think John Collins fumbled the bag when he turned down $90 million?
No, he gonna get money somewhere. Somebody will give him some money. So he's too good. He has what I always say is that there's 30 teams. How many 30 teams in the NBA? Somebody needed John Collins, and somebody got the money to do it. Whether it's New York, whether it's whoever, somebody's gonna give him the bag. Now it may not be a good situation. He may go from Atlanta, who's on the cusp of becoming a upper echelon team. He may go down to Detroit, but he gonna get the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant went from the Nuggets, and he got the bag, and he just went up there. He just playing and doing whatever. So people got to stop acting like he's not going. He gonna get it from somewhere. It's just I think the Hawks need to go ahead and get him. Sure up this team that you got now, because it doesn't. John is like he's the guy that when Trey is out, and he showed that a few times. He's just that ultimate glue guy. He's not needed for 20 and 10 every night. We don't need that right now. We don't need 20 and 10 out of him. You got a guy that's getting you 15, 16 rebounds a game. Like, we don't need that. We just need that versatility, that, being able to hit open shots. That's what we need. And sometimes you have to pay to keep a team intact. And sometimes you got to do that. I don't think Drew Holiday is worth $200 million, but he got it. But, people are going to get paid. Kent Bazemore wasn't worth the money that he got, but we gave it to him. Like, Joe Johnson wasn't worth a max contract. He just wasn't. But he got it because a team needed him. And that's just, at the end of the day, it's about need. Whether or not we think he's worth that, it don't matter. I feel like they need him to keep this forward progress. They made too much progress to go backwards and say, okay, we're going to hope a 33-year-old Gallinari can do whatever. We're going to hope this 20-year-old and Big O can step in that shoe, because he can't. Let's just be honest, he can't. If anything, I want to keep him on the back burner for Clint, because the way Clint is playing, Clint about to get a bag. That's what you need to be worried about, getting the bag is Clint.
You got a couple of years left.
Yeah, I think you got like 2 years left with Clint. I mean, I just don't. At some point you're gonna have to overpay somebody, whether it's DeAndre, whether it's somebody's gonna get overpaid, because and you just got to take your choice. If I'm taking my choice, I'm gonna give John Collins the bag, just get it over with.
So
I'll live with it.
All right, but who do you have walking is my question.
Who do I have walking? I'll let Kev walk at this point. I let Kev walk. I think because Cam has struggled so much, I think you can get him for a bargain. I think people still see potential in him, but I still think you can probably snag him up for a bargain, because he's just not been good. And then that's when you have a Gallo, you can get off that money. You can get off Gallo money. I wouldn't even know more. I wouldn't worry about that at all. People was worried. I'm not worried about that. You can get off that money. And then when you do get John Collins, you can still trade him. We always say, oh, that's contract is not every contract can be moved. I don't care what it is. It can be moved. You might have to take an L on something. You might have to give up a first round pick, but you can move a contract. And I don't think they're in a position, because they're on the uptick, to be wanting to take those. Like, people are like, oh, we need to go and draft. No, we don't need to draft nobody. Like, whatever draft pick you got, ship it off, get some capital down the road. But right now, you just need to stick with what you got. You have about a solid 6 to 8 pieces. What team really has solid 6 to 8 pieces? Like, really, truly has that they can say, you know what, you can, if Bogey's off, you can plug in Kev. You don't even have Dre, and the way Dre was playing at the beginning of the year, you got Collins, who's a guy that can get you 30, a guy that can go for 20-10. I think if he was on any other team, he's a 20-10 guy. That's just my thought. You have Clint, who you don't even necessarily need to run plays for him. He can get you 15 and 15. So you just have all these pieces, and there's no reason to try to break it up or try to, no, it's not time to. I'm not even worried about the future, because the future is right what you have on your team.
All right. So last time we talked as well, I know Rashad put you on the clock with Cam Reddish and the Kongu, and you said Reddish was you said Reddish was safe, but you was I don't want to like say what you I forgot really what you said, but I know you was like you didn't understand the Kongu pick basically. That's what you basically said. So what's your thoughts on now? What do you think now?
I mean,
Both of those plays.
I still don't understand the pick. I still think you had other things that you could have. I still think you should have went. Now that you have Lou, that's great. You kind of plugged in that, but you still could have had a Tyrese Halliburton. That was a easy pick. That was easy, you know. But with I mean, he's getting better, and he's gonna get better. I don't see a Bam 2.0 like everybody. I don't see that yet. It could happen. I don't see anything, but it's going to take a while. He's really raw. He still kind of rushes a little bit, and that is what it is. He's not on the timeline right now because he has so far to go. I'll say what's going to happen with him, just like happens with a lot of people, he's going to kind of slowly get an uptick. He's going to go to another team that, you know, let's just take a flyer on him, and then he'll start to step. He'll start to become that guy. But with this team, I'm not sure if I see that. And that's not a bad thing. That's good to have somebody because you don't necessarily need him. And even if you're going to waste the pick, waste it on something that could become something. Don't waste it on a guy like Tyrese, who you may have not had a spot for him because you had Rondo. You may not have felt like that. So you get a guy like that, and now he has time to develop because he's not needed. You don't have to throw him out there like that. You know, I'm glad he didn't get that. I know people are like, oh, LP didn't play him. He wasn't ready. LP had to try to the different and
save his job.
For him is this year he was trying to save his job. The last 2 years he was developing and he put his job on the line to develop. Most coaches wouldn't have did that. So this year he was trying to he was trying to do a little bit of both, honestly, because I think he was giving Cam still too much time. But that's just the nature of the beast. But I think he'll be fine. Cam will be fine. Cam just I think he'll do better in this system because I don't think he's good with standing in corners and just chilling. He's not good with that. So if he can start getting that movement, start getting downhill where he doesn't have to create because he's not a creator right now. He can't do that. That's not in his game. I mean, I think he can get there.
He's gonna drive and hit that spin move.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he don't hit that 360 BS he hit that one time. But yeah, he can get downhill and he can attack the paint. When he wants to, he can be super aggressive. When he had a nice little pull-up. So there was times where he was getting it. It's just at this point, he's getting more movement. And everybody seems like they're more involved in the offense. So I do want to see him in Nate's offense because everybody is touching. Like, everybody getting a touch. And that's what's beautiful about it. Everybody's getting a touch. Everybody's moving it. If they do need to break you down and go one-on-one, they can. It just seems like he's kind of has it where they all can play to their strengths, which is a good thing.
All right. Malik. Someone say Wi-Fi.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there we go. You hear. Hey, there you go. You hear. Hey, Malik, is it time to go to this week and then go through playoffs?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we are gonna move to this week's schedule.
That was crazy to talk about playoffs, huh?
Playoffs.
We talked about this in about what, 2017?
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Like it's weird to even think that's like it's not even a joke now, you know?
You're right, yeah. I was still in college.
Yeah. I was in college.
I was in college. That's
Man,
crazy.
I was in college the last time they went to the playoffs. All right, cool. All right, so here's this week's schedule. On Monday, that is today for you all. It's the Hawks and the Pistons. They're in Detroit for that one. Hold on, let me move this out the way. All right, cool. Uh-oh, I done went too far back. Okay, and then the next game, they're still on the road. They'll be in Philadelphia. Then they got okay, so they got a back-to-back in Philadelphia, home and home. No, both games are in Philly. Hold on. They in Philly 2 games in a row. That makes no sense. And then they end the week on Saturday, May 1st, hosting the Chicago Bulls. the two MVPs or the two All Stars with Levine and Vucevic. So who do y'all have in these games?
Ooh. That's rough. That's rough. I think I think Levine is out. And if Levine is out, they'll get the Bulls, they'll get the Pistons. Um, I think they'll get one against the Sixers because I think Trey will be back one of those games, and I think when he gets back, if they're still playing, I'm actually hoping that we get a Chris Dunn sighting. That would be good.
Who's that?
But I think that I thought I seen him on the bench. That would be nice. Get them about 10 games in before it gets real. But yeah, I think they'll go 2-2 this week. I think that's a good little run for them. 2-2. They just need to stay afloat right now. I think the Knicks are going to go downhill. So I don't say downhill, but they'll not win 10 in a row.
I'm gonna go 2-2. I got them beating the Pistons and the Bulls. Honestly, that's the 2-2 is a safe pick. I do think they could get one against the Sixers probably. I know Ben Simmons is still out, and you never know with Embiid, he'll play or they'll say he's active, and then like 10 minutes before the game he's out. So I think injuries will probably get them a dub for sure. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the safe pick though. I'm gonna go 2-2 though. I'm gonna go 2-2.
I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna go.
I want to change my pick. Man. I want to go 3-1. I want to live on the edge.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1 game. 3-1 game. Or get left. The only reason is because all right. So Pistons and Bulls. Everybody picked those two. The thing is with these two is one of these will usually be a trap game with the Hawks, but with Nate, they've literally won every game that they were supposed to win.
And that's why I picked.
Yeah, so since there's those are two, and I just can't see them getting swept back to back. In Philly, you got to win one of them. I don't know. I just
not with
these underdogs.
Not with Trey back.
These underdogs.
I think you get Trey. If you get Trey back, you're definitely getting one against. My only concern with the Bulls is that you're at the tail end of that. You have one tonight, one tomorrow, Wednesday, then you Friday, Saturday. That's tough for anybody. So I can see them on tired legs on Saturday, but because I think you're really gonna play hard. The 2 games in Philly, because now that's a potential matchup. Pistons, they may be able to coast, especially if you get Trey back. He kind of coast it, and then you have to rev up for those 2 games, and that's where you kind of see that fatigue towards the end, where you had to ramp it up for two games. Now you got to figure out it, but they're so deep, man. You might throw Brandon good one out there, and he might go for 17, 18. So
big facts. That's like he had the little meme or whatever. It's like Brandon Goodwin when Trey don't play, and it was Magic Johnson highlights. And
he didn't do that tonight.
My
fault be good. I like Brandon Goodwin.
BG.
I like BG, man. I like him, but I think he was like he had as Charles Barkley said, he had a triple single tonight.
Shout out Chuck. But hold on. We about to go the Eastern Conference standings now. Okay, so the Hawks are still in 5th according to Google. I don't know if that's
Knicks hold the tiebreaker.
They do. They did sweep the Hawks. Okay, here we go. So Hawks and Knicks. Hawks don't have home court. And I keep seeing everybody saying, the Hawks don't have everybody. At this point of the season, you shouldn't expect to have everybody.
It's what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. So
you can't say the Hawks didn't have everybody against the Knicks when you lose and then pop it up when they beat somebody. You got
right.
Exactly. Call a spade.
So Hawks, Knicks, Hawks don't have home court. Is it a first round exit for ATL?
But I say Hawks in 5. I'm not. Hey, Any other team, I'm not scared of the Knicks, bro. I'm not scared of the Knicks. Julius Randle, if he averaged 40 like he do every game against us in the playoffs, then they deserve to win a championship. But nobody else really hurts you. Julius Randle be out here taking step back three. Like, I know he's nice. I get it. But I can't see Julius Randle in a 7-game series where you have time to game plan for him. If Julius Randle beats you literally by himself, because you have your Derrick Rose sighting every so often. You'll have your Quickly sighting every so often. RJ Barrett is 17 points a game. Blah, he ain't doing nothing. And, Reggie Bullock is decent, but you're realistic. Like, if you can even contain Julius Randle, you win. And if you can't score with Julius Randle, if you can't score with the Knicks, you don't. They're not. No, I'm not. I don't care what Stephen A. say. I don't care what Nick Hawks in 5. Matter of fact, Hawks in 4. Get him out of here, man. Yeah, get him out of here.
He manhandled.
Hey, that man doubled down.
Hey, yeah, I was like, yo, that man. But hey, Randall, he ran over your man Solo.
Yeah, now he gonna bully Solo. I mean, he should do that.
John every game they play too. I've noticed that he bullies John every game.
He is a bully, but what's been killing them is his 3-point shooting. Like I wish I could look it up real quick. It seems like he don't miss. It's like he goes 5 for 8 or 6 for 8 every time he plays us. If he gets that, there's really nothing. I mean, he's gonna bully and get his buckets. That's what he did for years since he's been in the league. But this 3-point, I don't know if he had it before then, but I've never known him to be a hit 5 threes in a game type of guy. So, but outside of that, if you putting Emmanuel Quickly in there where he hits his little 60, if you put him under the lights, that's going to be different. You put RJ Barrett under the lights, I don't see it. I just don't see nobody on that team really scares me like that outside of Randle. And I mean, every game you can really use that. If Trey finishes the game, they win. That's just keep it man. If Trey finishes the game, they win. I don't know if you can use early seasons because I think LP was the coach every time. But if you can't game plan to slow Julius Randle down in a playoff series, then we don't. We need to get the sauce off Nate because he ain't got it.
Malik. Who you got, Malik?
I'm gonna go Hawks in 6. I think Randle has been playing crazy, and I've been waiting for him to just miss a lot of shots too. But he's still not missing every time I look. So I think he can get them at least 2 games, honestly, just off the strength of what he's been doing in the regular season. But I'm really interested to see how Trey looks in the playoffs, if we're being honest. Like, I feel like I know I have a lot of conversation with other people, and they're always like, we don't want to put Trae Young in top 5 because he hasn't done anything yet. Like, top 5 point guards, because he hasn't done anything yet. We need to wait and see what he does in the playoffs. So I think this is a perfect opportunity. I mean, you in Madison Square, and for a couple games, I mean, show out. So I think the Hawks have enough to beat them, even though they got swept in the regular season. But you got to blame one of those. You got to blame both of them on LP, because the first one they were up and they should have won. The second one, I don't even think Trey and John got a shot off in the fourth quarter or something like that. And then this last game, it looked like the Hawks were going to win until Trey went down. So, I mean, you got to look at the fact.
And they still almost won. Like, Ogie literally hit the shot to force overtime. I think I'm gonna just go with Hawks just because they're the better team. I think the Knicks are probably a better matchup than the Hawks, but at some point you kind of just got to go like, who's the better team? Like, in a situation like this, first round, they're both new to the playoffs. Who's the better team? And the Hawks are the better team. They got Lou Will to lean on. They got Bogey to lean on. They got Gallo to lean on. They got who else? They had Tony Snell to lean on if they need him to do Mike Scott things in a game.
Boy, I forgot about Tony Snell.
Yeah, you got Chris Dunn existing and appearing in the playoffs. Doing his little. He's gonna come out. They're gonna have the little smoke coming out from the tunnel. He's gonna. You know what I'm saying? So, you got him in the equation, and then you got Trey on the national team. This is his, time to really, like you guys said, missing out the bubble. He was really going to take his stardom to the next level in that bubble and his popularity to the next level in that bubble. But he didn't get to do it. And then, of course, social media got a hold of that. He twerks on players for fouls, and they kind of just ran with that. So, this is Trey's opportunity to show him, like, yo, I'm going to cross you and hit this shot from the logo, and I'm going to point down to the logo just like LeBron did and post it on Instagram after the game. So I got Trey. I got the Hawks, 5 games. I got 5 games.
I want to ask B something. We didn't ask B the 8-man rotation. I'm glad you named all those players because it made me realize. B, what's your 8-man rotation for the Hawks playoff time?
I don't think you can go 8. I think you have to play to how you were playing. I don't think Cam will get much time if he comes back. So I'm thinking Trey, Bogey, DeAndre, John, and Clint to start. You got Kev, Lou, Gallo. That may be it. I say Chris Dunn, Tony Snell. I mean, in spurts, but I mean in a solid 8-man, I guess you could do that, and then you could kind of sprinkle in Chris Dunn and sprinkle in Tony Snell. I think the only one that may get left out is Cam. But then Cam, because of his defense and his length, you have to find time for him at some point. So I don't think you go your traditional 8-guy rotation. I know you sometimes you want to shorten it up. I do think you give Trey more time. You may give. It just depends on who's hot. That you have that luxury. If Gallo is smoking, you don't want to not. You don't want to bring John in, and you don't want to do that. I don't think John can really go at the 5 like we want him to. So I think you have to make that determination. I don't think you'll see Big O. I don't think you'll see any of the rookies. I just think you have to stick with that 9 to 10. You just go ahead and stick with it. It's been working for you. Your advantage right now is your depth. How you can continuously go and go and go. Like there's been games where Trey stinks it up. So if you got to bring Lou in, you have that luxury. Well, other teams, they don't have that luxury. The Nets don't have the luxury to do. They have to play 8 because the rest of them are terrible. So, luckily we have that. I just think you keep going what you're going. You kind of go game by game. If Cam is a menace on defense against, let's just say RJ Barrett. Let's just say we play that. He's locking up RJ. Leave him out there. Let him roll. You don't need him to go. I don't need 15 points out of Cam. I don't need that. I just need you to be over there and locking this up. I don't need that. So yeah, I think you can go 9 or 10 and still be straight.
B, left field question. So speaking of 8-man rotations in the playoffs, made me think about Mike Woodson's good old 7-man rotation in 2008. Who was the 7th man on that team?
You had Joe, Josh, Bibby.
I can give you the starting 5 and the 6-man for you. Here we go: Bibby, Joe, Marvin, Josh, Horford, and 6-man was Childress. Who was the 7th man? Because they played 7. Oh, Zaza, I guess.
Zaza. I say Zaza. Yeah, Zaza was probably the 7th
okay,
guy.
I was just thinking. I was like, who was the 7th player on that team?
I had to think back. I was like, Zaza with the interview. That's the only reason I remember. Yeah. Zaza wasn't.
So, Mike Woodson played 7 players, and that wasn't a playoff thing. He did that all year.
Yeah, he did that all year. I mean, his coaching style.
He played 7 all year.
All year, man.
Yeah.
Who else was on the roster?
I mean, wasn't that year Mario West was getting those
Mario West was
jump minutes.
Mario West came in 09.
Or was it after? Was it, I was about to say I know it was one of those years where he came in.
Mario West came in 09. Yeah.
Yeah, that was jump minutes
with Joe Smith. Yeah, Mario
so,
West.
yeah, they had it just goes to show how much talent is in the league now. If you look back, we were able to push the best team with Joe, Josh, and Al, really. I mean, Bibby had his moments, but he wasn't Bibby of Sacramento by any means. But it just shows how much you really need to be non-deep to compete with some of these teams.
Who was on that team? I'm trying to think of who else was on. I don't know who else was on the team. I guess it doesn't matter because it was like the 7-man rotation. 'Cause
Yeah, like that's probably why we don't know because we didn't see nothing from him. Like
ain't
I
nobody
know
else
Joe seemed
played.
like he played all game. Like I can't even remember
Yeah.
who subbed in for
Joe led the league in minutes for like 8 straight years. Like every year that Mike Woodson was the coach, Joe led the league in minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was
him and Allen Iverson.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
probably Lorenzen Wright. Lorenzen Wright was probably on one of those teams.
Oh man,
rest in peace.
How do you? Yeah, I just don't remember too many people off that team because they literally played nobody. Like they played those 7 guys 40 minutes a game.
AC Law was on the team.
Did AC Law get burned?
This was before the Jamal Crawford trade. So we had AC Law on the team. Lorenzen Wright.
I'm interested now. I'm interested to see who was on that team.
Oh boy, our boy Solomon Jones.
Maurice Evans.
Nah, that
Mo Evans.
He came after Childress left. When Childress left, that's when they brought in Mo Evans and Flip Murray.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so difficult because I can remember Mo Evans and Flip Murray, but that was
I remember them.
The Grease.
I know they had Randolph Morris for a little bit.
Randolph Morris, he was on the team. He was on the team.
Yeah, that's a good one. He was one of Atlanta Celtics guys, so they was happy about that.
Yeah. So all right, Randolph Morris, Lorenzen Wright, rest in peace. I said Solomon Jones. Salim Stoudemire might have been on the team. AC Law. I'm going deep in the back. Othello Hunter might have been on the team. Oh, I'm going deep. Othello Hunter. When's the last time you heard that name?
Was Sheldon Williams on that squad? Was Sheldon Williams on that squad?
I don't know none of these dudes,
Sheldon. Yep, Sheldon. No. Sheldon was traded for Bibby.
Did he get traded that year? He got traded. I know he might have started the year.
He got traded that year for Bibby.
Oh man.
Yeah, he got.
Malik, man. Malik, man.
Malik was like he literally knows nothing until Kyle Korver, bro. Like Malik is.
Oh my
2.
God.
He's 2.
Well, you know what? You picked the right
look, I got it right. Solomon Jones.
Oh man.
AC Law, Ty Lue, Anthony Johnson, and Sheldon Williams. They were in the Mike Bibby trade. Mario West was on that team, so you got that right.
I know Mario West.
He is still on the team, Salim.
Trust me, you wasn't missing nothing with this.
Jeremy Richardson.
I can see.
Hey, Lorenzen Wright, rest in peace. But Jeremy Richardson, this was peak Atlanta Hawks basketball in the 2000s when he signed Jeremy Richardson from the D League, and he went ended up trying to take the last shot.
Yeah. Those are rough times.
He was on a 10-day contract, and the Atlanta Hawks decided, let's give this guy the last shot.
I mean, the Celtics series was fun, but that was rough. That was a rough. People don't understand how rough that year really actually was.
Yeah. Well, they were under 500.
Yeah.
So they weren't good,
They had no business even. I mean, Joe just became supernova that series.
Yeah, and Josh was dunking like crazy.
Yeah, Josh. I mean, that's when everybody started to grow because I think I was a rookie.
Yeah, I was a rookie, man. Man, these are good old days. The kids don't know nothing about that.
Man,
Was that the series when Joe dropped Paul Pierce?
Nah, he dropped Leon Poe.
Yeah, he dropped Leon Poe.
Okay.
He dropped Paul Pierce when he was on Brooklyn.
I was in the building for that. I was in the building for that.
Oh, for the Leon Poe?
Man, oh my God. I've still never heard Phillips State Farm that loud. That was just, oh my God. They like, you really thought it was
they don't believe it. That's what Joe says too. He was like, that was his favorite moment of being a Hawk.
I can't imagine anything being more. I was there for the Josh Smith putback dunk against Orlando.
Oh my gosh!
That was
Malik,
crazy.
You know that one?
Game. I've seen.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say.
I've seen that one through the highlight.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there for that game because I just thought it was over with. Yeah. I was there for the Jamal bank shot.
Yeah,
so that's your time. Yeah, Jamal Banks shot.
That's your time.
I remember that.
That's when we was on the timeline. That's when Twitter was fun, B.
Yeah, man.
They don't know, man.
2009, 2010.
Oh my gosh.
Man, we used to have a
I
lot of
feel
fun.
old, man.
We used to have a lot of fun, man. Now it's a little rough. I can't get on there like that now.
You
But
can't
then
say nothing because they're gonna jump on you, bro. Look at what happened. You said the
Ratio.
thing about Luca. They jumped on you, man. You
they
can't
got
say
me.
nothing against your
Yeah,
team.
they
We used
got
to
me because
kill the
then
Hawks back in
we
the day
used
on the
to. Oh,
timeline and
man,
tell
the
jokes.
little
We used to joke about the jokes we used to tell about the Hawks,
the
man.
blowouts. We used to have what things to do during a Hawks blowout, and it used to just go for hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
those were the days, man.
We
Those
used
were
to
the
post
days.
some memes. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we get too off track. All right. So the Hawks beat the Knicks. Okay. Second round, you got the Nets.
Beat Cam that series.
That's that's when the party comes to an end. Let me tell you that right now. That's when it comes to an end. It's all fun and games. That's when it comes to an end. That's when. I think I seen somebody
you see a
on.
sweep?
I'm gonna give the Hawks one because I feel like the Nets are gonna fall asleep one game. But that team is just it's just unbelievable team. Like there's nothing you can do because you can't game plan for what they do. They're gonna ISO you out, and you just have to hope that KD and Kyrie and James Harden just miss shots. Now, James in the playoffs is good for missing some shots, so you might be okay with that. But you still have two guys who have been in the moment in the finals and knock down shots. So it's like then you got your Jeff Greens, and they're gonna be open. Your Joe Harris, they're gonna be open shots because you're not really. You got to live with that. And Joe Harris can have games where he gets hot and hits 6, 7 threes. So it's just that team is just gonna be so hard to beat. I'll give the Hawks because of I don't think they'll be able to be that locked in that that the Nets are gonna be locked in. I don't think they're gonna be that locked in because they haven't been in that situation. That's gonna be prime time the extra bright lights. The Knicks are gonna be bright lights because you're playing the Knicks and you're gonna have Stephen A, you're gonna have Max, and you're gonna have everybody talking about it. But when you go against the Nets, now you have everybody talking about it. Now you're probably on TNT every night. You really have to. The lights gonna be bright, and I don't know if they'll be ready for that. At least not this year. But yeah, that's just tough, man. KD is just he played like 28 minutes the other night, had like 33 points. It's
I was
easy
gonna
for him
say that, bro. I was looking at the Suns game, and him and Kyrie was just getting buckets, bro. Like
The
they were
injury.
coming down and just get buckets.
Off injury.
Off the injury. Like he'll miss 2 months, bro, and be like Kevin Durant. They're gonna ease him back in with a 15-minute restriction.
Right, come on, bring him off the bench.
And the bro gets 23. Yeah, the 25 in 15 minutes, bro.
Yeah, that's just a different.
And it's effortless, bro.
It's just different, and that's why I said that. And I honestly think if you had a healthy DeAndre, throughout the year and he was in his groove, because I still think he's going to be getting back in his groove during that time. That's why I really hope he comes back either this week or beginning of next week, because he needs to get that groove so he can be locked in defensively. Because you're going to need them. And if you don't have, which I don't think you'll have Cam, I just don't see it at this point. If he's not even starting to do one-on-one drills. You'll have a Chris Dunn that you can maybe throw another body at Kyrie. You'll still need another body for James, which I think Kevin Huerter's been a decent defender. But you don't have a defender for them. But you got to have a guy that can keep up. Bogey's been a they okay defender. So you got to have bodies to throw at them. That's one of those playoff series where you're gonna have to sacrifice Kev or Gallo for Solomon Hill. Somebody's gonna have to get a sacrifice because he's the only one that could probably even make it difficult for him.
I also want to say this to True. True, if you're watching this, tell me who's the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference right now. Please and thank you. Get back to me when you see that.
We got to get True back home.
Yeah, True. Because I told True, I said the Wizards now, don't let them get in the playing game because Russ is a demon. This was before Russ went crazy and everybody said, Russ is going crazy. I told him, and True was like, I just don't see it.
Nah, okay, I want to see them. I don't want to see them guys. I don't want to see them guys. I don't think they're going to win a playoff series.
No. But yeah, who want to see me? No, but I'm saying, like, you seen what Dame did when Dame just needed 5 days to just be Dame. So if you have 5 days of Russ just to be Russ, Who want to go against?
And Bill.
And Bill.
Bill go for 30, 35 easy, man. Like that's that. You just that easy scoring. They just don't have anything else. But, whew, I wouldn't want to see them.
50 if he stretch.
Yeah, I'm good. I wouldn't want to see them at all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see them. And in the West, I wouldn't want to see the Warriors. It's crazy. I think the Warriors are like maybe 9 or something. But either way, I wouldn't want to play them. Or yeah, they got 10.
Memphis?
Yeah.
Is that how that works? No.
No.
I think it's 10-9.
Yes, 10. It's 10, 9, and 7, 8. The winner of the 9 and 10 goes against the loser of the 7 and 8 for the 8th spot. So it's just one game. Yeah, I literally had to look it up like early this week because I was confused too. But that's how they doing it this year.
Then you think Pop gonna miss the playoffs 2 years in a row?
I mean, he ain't got nothing over there.
Maybe. I mean, what they've been doing, what they've been doing good. What they have so far. I mean, they nice seed, but they don't got enough for Steph though.
Yeah, he ain't got enough of that. That's different. Yeah, that's a different animal right there.
Right? Yeah, you don't got enough for Steph, boy.
Yo, Steph might go for 82 that game. He got to get one of these games. Like, he's not just gonna keep scoring 60. He got to get 82.
He is out of his mind right now. I wouldn't even want to see him in a 7-game series. Like, because then you still have Draymond. Like, all you need out of Wiggins is 15.
Yeah,
the way Steph is playing.
Yeah,
I mean, whew.
Do y'all think they can take the Jazz?
No.
Because if they no. Okay.
Jazz got too much. They just got too many weapons.
The Jazz are the Hawks, bro. In 2014, 2015.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Hawks,
yeah. I mean, they got too many weapons, but they'll get beat by a team. They'll get beat like by LeBron because they just don't have that caliber of player. And I love Donovan Mitchell, but they don't have that caliber of a player.
Just like the Hawks.
Whew, yeah, you run into those guys, and it's just all them plays, and that's why I hate when people are like, oh, well, we need to play. No, we don't need no plays. You need guys that go get a bucket.
When the playoffs, it slowed down.
It slowed down, and all them floppies and all the stuff. And I love what Nate is doing, but he gonna have to let them boys run loose when it's go time. He gotta let Trey beat Trey, and I think I said that last time. You gotta let Trey beat Trey because that's gonna be your ticket.
It's kind of why you're glad that they aren't getting calls right now because it's just preparing them for the playoffs.
Yeah. And I'm glad that Trey's getting out of that. And I think I said that last time. Trey and his, foul searching, he's not did it as much.
Yeah.
Than he was at the beginning of the year. I don't know what he was on at the beginning of the year. I don't know if he was just trying it, but I don't know if Nate told him to chill out. But whatever the case, since Nate's been there, he ain't been foul searching as much, and that's made the game a lot smoother for the Hawks too. So everything works out.
For sure. And before we get out of here, I guess, you know what, one of my favorite Hawks Twitter memories it was when Jason Kidd, when he was on the Mavericks, and Mike Woodson was arguing on the court. And Kidd runs into Mike Woodson.
And not to come out his hand.
Oh, man, that was a day on Twitter, man. That was a night.
Oh, man.
And there was an ESPN game, too.
Yeah, that was the smartest damn play. He was so
made him a head coach.
Some moments. Yeah. Woody had some moments, man. He had a lot of moments with the potato head moment. He had a lot of moments, man. Bring back Woody, man.
Steve Harvey.
But now Woody's in Indiana now, right?
He's in Indiana. IU. But before we sign out, we gotta say it one more time. All right. Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi it up, man. Nate. If you see it, Nate.
Malik had to do this to the router.
touch his router, man. Touch his router, Nate. Nate got to get the gab, man. Touch his router.
All right, man. Everybody go around and give out your socials so that people can follow you.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to do that. Last time I did that, I had some. V McCoy 20, man. V McCoy 20. I don't want no smoke. That's my I don't want no smoke. I didn't say nothing bad, so I love the Hawks. Go Hawks. I love Trae Young. Go Trae Young. I got a jersey in there if I need to go get it. So, I got 3 of them actually, so I can go get it.
You can find me on Twitter at _Malik ATL and subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited. I keep saying United.
Hey, RashadMilton.com, or you can subscribe to me at Atlanta Sports Unlimited. And yeah, man, you can follow me on Twitter at the real Lindsey Pulliam. Until next time.
And if they come out clean.